Right. Once again, welcome everybody to our opening night webinar, a usual activity that forms part of our calendar. And the aim is to ensure that we get questions from all our prospective students coming on board for our CIMA program for the coming diet. Currently, we have the November diet to complete the year. And this diet will surely come with a new activity. And as we are about to start this new diet, we thought it wise to ensure that we have an opening night where all prospective students, as well as our continuing students, can have a forum with us or an interaction with us to discuss some few things and know what they have to understand about the CIMA professional program. And it's my pleasure to also inform you that on this call, we have a panelist, a co-panelist of mine in the person of Osman. Osman Musa is with CIMA. He's the business development manager with CIMA for Ghana and West and Central Africa. And he's going to do a presentation to take us through the CIMA professional program, what you need to know about this program so that we are more enlightened. And once Osman is done, we'll have an open question and answer session. And after that session, we also talk about our tuition program and when we are going to roll out our tuition for the November exams. And I'm sure it will be an exciting session. I'm really glad to have you all on the call. So Osman, are you ready to go live? Hello, Osman.
Hello, can you hear me?
You are loud and clear.
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. Osman is not so fit. So he just came back from South Africa, even though he didn't invite me. After traveling to South Africa, he came back feeling very feverish. And it's all because of the over-enjoyment. So Osman, welcome to the call. And your students are hearing you loud and clear. So
Great.
I don't want to stress you too much because you have already over-enjoyed yourself. So the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to share my screen, and if you can see it, you let me know.
Yes, it's loud and it's live. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much, and good evening to us all. And thank you, Aspar, and thank you, Ellie. Ellie said, I look after business development for Ghana, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, and Benin. I've not added Central yet.
Okay, so Ghana and West Africa. You know, I'm opening your portfolio very well.
Great. So today we'll be taking you through a brief whole journey about the CIMA program. And then afterwards, if you have some questions, I'll be happy to take them. So today we're going to look at what CIMA is at a glance, what's management accounting, our competency framework, the qualification, the CGMA Finance Leadership Program, our case study exam, and why you should choose to become a CGMA with CIMA, and then the fees and how you can get started. Our major drive in the accounting and finance space is that we empower trust, opportunity, and prosperity for all, for both individuals, companies, and nations at large. And we have over 750,000 members and students across the globe in over 196 countries. That tells you how truly global that we are. In 2017, in order to actually remain agile and understand the scope and space of what is happening within the accounting and finance space, we decided to have a sort of a joint venture with the American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, and that is the AICPA, which is the largest public accounting body in the world, and then CIMA being the largest management accounting body in the world. The two came together to form what we call the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. And currently, We are actually the most influential and biggest finance and public accounting body in the world. And we are impacting a lot of the changes at the IFAC level, including integrated reporting, sustainability reporting, and all that. We are championing that over all the areas that we can do and influence and shape the scope of finance and accounting for today and beyond. So someone asked me, what is management accounting? And in simple language, what I tell people is that the management accounting is financial accounting and more. So the management accounting actually combines finance, management, and accounting together with strategy to be able to give you a holistic understanding of what is impacting the whole organization. So you can have a much more helicopter view of every sector of the ecosystem in the organization that you work within. So our members are highly valued because they are able to understand the technical accounting bit, which you need to understand as a finance or accounting individual. Then beyond that, beyond the numbers, how do you tell the story beyond the numbers to able or to enable the people within the decision chain to be able to make meaning out of what you say and be able to use it to take decisions? And that is where you make an impact. And that is how we train our members to be able to do. And so you have strengths within strategy, risk, cybersecurity as well, strategy, which is very key in today's ecosystem or finance system. So our members provide valuable strategic advice to the organization. They create growth, and then you successfully manage risk. And that is what are some of the key strengths of our members. Now, in order to become a chartered global management accountant, so after you have gone through our whole program and gone through all the 16 papers, you are awarded what we call the Chartered Global Management Accountant designation, which is awarded by the AICPA and CIMA together as a body that actually gives you and opens a global door to you at any country that you enter with that qualification. And of course, in the American space as well. And the marriage was very important because America is a bit close to a lot of the professional qualifications that they do not recognize. So you realize that we said we were global, and then when our members get to the US, finding job roles, openings, and all that become difficult because in America, if you do not have the CPA, they do not actually see you as any part of the finance space member. So this has actually helped us in a way that will break into the US market as well, where our members are used for what we call finance business partnering. Then we allow the CPAs to do more of the audit, assurance, and tax so that the CGMAs would then control and preserve the growth within the organization. Now, to qualify as a chartered global management accountant, there is certain training that we give you, and within our syllabus, we have some key frameworks that we use to guide how we prepare you to be able to come out into the world space and then support the organization. So before you come through to become a chartered global management accountant, you would have gone through what we call the technical skill. And if you look at my top left corner, in the technical skills, you would, of course, be trained out to understand financial accounting and reporting, cost accounting and management, business planning, corporate finance and treasury, the risk as well. Now, after you've understood the technical accounting skills, how do you transition that into a business setting? Your ability to understand strategy, to understand market and regulatory environment, process management, business relations, is very crucial in today's business world. Then we're also looking at how do we move you to understand the people skills? Because in the organization, you are not going to be working in isolation. You're going to be working with people. You deal with people. So your ability to influence people to get things done, to understand negotiations, to communicate properly and collaborate and partner with others in order to be able to achieve your success, very key in the organization. And that is why it's important to have some level of emotional intelligence, because if you are just an accountant who goes to the office and do not care about what people feel and how your actions impact people around you, you're going to feel woefully, Because if you come into the office today and you see Amma, who is always happy, and you are the director of finance, and today Amma is not happy, but you don't care to actually find out what has impacted Amma's mood today, and you go ahead ignoring that, it will impact Amma's productivity, because of course someone is depending on Amma's productivity or decisions or activity to be able to do his or her own. And if Amma is still in that mood and you've not helped Amma to come out of it, it goes a long way to impact the final output of the whole organization. So we take people's skill very serious within the accounting space. Then we look at how do you also transition you into the leadership skills. There are a number of times I've met a lot of directors of finance or CFOs, and you realize that there are people who are just they are just so much into the numbers and do not actually understand how do you carry your people along with you. And if you are a leader and you are actually running and no one is following you, my elders tell me that you are just taking a stroll. You need to be able to get people to buy into the goals that you've set for the organization, to be able to believe in that goal, and to be able to run with you to be able to achieve that goal. So it is very critical today for the finance person to understand leadership and be able to get people, to mentor them, to drive performance, and to motivate and inspire people within the organization to be able to reach the heights that you want to take the organization to. Then at the center of it today is what we call the digital skills, which none of us would actually be able to, overlook. The impact of blockchain, artificial intelligence, and technology in the finance space is actually happening at a lightning speed. And it's just a matter of time. If it has not hit your organization yet, it is just creeping in very fast, and it will get to you. So we'll get our members to understand the digital impact of the on your finance or your rules and the organization as a whole, so that you, as a co-pilot to the organization with a CEO, you can guide senior management as to how to navigate some of these technological nuances to be able to put your organization at an advantage stage. Then all of it is underpinned by our ethics, integrity, and professionalism, which is very, very crucial in today's space where trust is difficult to actually come by. And we're training our members to have control around that area. This is our syllabus structure. The whole CIMA program is a 16-paper program if you include the certificate level. So the certificate level is what you see at the bottom, which is called the Certificate in Business Accounting. Once you are completed with all the 4 papers over there, we will award you a certificate in business accounting. Then that gives you an entry onto the professional level. And onto the professional level, you call it operational level, which some of you may say level 2, but we'll call it operational level. So at the operational level, you are going to be doing things that would look around budgeting, budget implementation, budget strategies. So all the things that the typical lower level accounting staff does, that is what you are going to be doing. So your more focus is more about implementing decisions and guidance that have been trickled down from the top to your level. And after that, we will award you a diploma in management accounting. Then you move to the management level. At that level, you have the E2, which is managing performance, advanced management accounting, advanced financial reporting. Those are 3 objective papers at that level. Once you're done with those objective papers, then you would have to write what we call the management case study exam. The case study actually trying to understand your ability to actually synchronize all the 3 courses you've done at that level and be able to practicalize it in a real business situation. So that case study is given to you at least 6 weeks to the exam. You can analyze it. Tuition providers like Ellie will guide you through as to how to go about it, give you marks, and then on the exam day, you are tested in the role as a finance manager, and you are looking at things that have to do with performance management, things that touches on HR, things that touches on pricing and then pricing strategies. And then you're looking at group accounts as well. So you find all these at that level. And then once you're done, we will give you what we call the Advanced Diploma in Management Accounting. So at that level, your focus is more like you serving between a link. You are serving as a link between those at the senior level and the lower level. So when the senior level brings down the strategy, you are in the position to break it down for the lower level to be able to implement. So you are more like a middle level manager. Then after that, you move to the final level, which is our strategic level over there. You will do strategic management, risk management, financial strategy, after which you use that knowledge to write the strategic case study exam. Then in this level, your focus is more like a senior finance professional or a CFO, if you should say. And at that level, you are looking into more strategic things that actually will impact the whole organizational ecosystem. So things to do with strategy, things to do with cybersecurity, big data analytics, and all those things. You will be able to find them over there and be able to use that to impact the organization. And now we have some exemptions for qualifications that you have already earned. And based on your qualification and what you've done at the university or your previous studies, we'll look at them a case-by-case basis, and we can decide to let you know the number of exemption you get or the entry that you have. Now, on a blanket, to go straight, for those of us who are already ICAG members, for now, as a stand, the status quo is that if you are a chartered accountant with ICAG, then you are exempted from 15 of the CIMA qualification papers. So you only go ahead to write the final paper, which is the strategic case study exam. So you will do one paper. Now, if you have a degree in accounting that is not more than 7 years, you will get 8 exemptions out of 16. The degree must not be more than 7 years. Once it's more than 7 years, you get only 4 exemptions. And if you have a master's in accounting, you would also get 8 exemptions out of 16. For that one, it doesn't matter when you got the master's. If it can be 10 years, 15 years. Once it's a master's in accounting, you will be entitled to get the 8 exemptions. Of course, if the university is accredited, and then we can track and go through and understand, verify, then we'll award you that particular exemption. Now, we have introduced, there are 2 different ways to become a member. And in 2019, what we did was we updated our syllabus to include a few other topics based on the current trends in the finance and accounting space. And you can see that from the operational level, we introduced a finance function, finance business partnering, and data and analytics, which is very key today in today's business. Then we also introduced the costing, the budgeting, and short-term decision, and then regulatory frameworks, fundamentals of taxation, and working capital. Those are all at the lower level, which is operational level. Then at the management level, you'll be looking at competency areas to learn, like business models, leadership and management, and project management. Then at advanced management accounting, you do cost competitiveness, organizational performance, pricing and capital investment, decision-making and risk. And then at the advanced financial reporting, you do advanced financial statement, complex group reporting, financial statement analysis, and long-term financing. Then at the final level, what you'll be learning would include competitive advantage, strategy formulation, execution, and digital strategy. You also learn things around enterprise risk management, strategic risk and governance, and then internal control, which is very key, especially in today's business ecosystem. Cybersecurity, a very huge issue over there, which is very, very important for you as an individual and as a professional as well. Then you will learn things around financial policies and objectives, capital structure, business valuation, and then mergers and acquisition. And then you have financial risk. So these are some of the things or key areas that you'll be learning to be able to enhance your skill and your knowledge and to impact the organization as a whole. Like I said earlier on, there are 2 options for you to decide how to study with CIMA. You can either go through the traditional pathway, which is a normal registration of £99, and then you bring us your transcript or your educational qualification. We'll look at the number of exemption you qualify for. We award you the exemption, and then you continue from there. We do not charge exemption fees, and we've done that since 2019 or 2020 thereabout, because we believe that if you have spent enough money to go and do academic qualification, and we say we are exempt you from that, I don't think we have the moral right to actually charge you for something you've paid for already. You could use that amount of money to plow back into paying for your fee, your other exams that you're going to write, or pay for tuition to prepare you for that exam. And that is our bit to contribute to access to education, and then remove the blockade that prevent people from trying to go into professional qualification. Then we have the finance leadership program. We realize that there are a lot of people who are working in the working class. They find it difficult to go to classes every day and follow through. So we decided to design a learning management system, a digital platform that we have pushed all the courses and content of the CIMA syllabus onto. And we have broken them down into learning bytes so that you can learn at your own in bytes, in the way that you want, and you can move at a pace at which you are much more convenient with. So the finance leadership program is an alternative learning and assessment route to the CIMA qualification and the CGMA designation. So it is open to any candidate that want to gain the CGMA without any prior relevant educational or experience within the finance space. It focuses on real-world application and knowledge integration in the digital world. So with that one, instead of writing so many of the individual objective papers, what we have done is that we have broken them down into learning by. So when you pick, for instance, assuming you are starting from the management level and you were to probably write performance management, one of the topics will be business models. So once you finish learning business model, immediately in the system, we will assess you. If you don't get it, you go back to the learning and go over it again until you understand, and come back and do the assessment again. And we do not charge you again for that. You can do it 1 million times. The idea is for you to have more like a continuous assessment and be able to learn at your own speed and understand the thing proper before you can come and take the case study exam. So in this case, the only time you will come into the exam room and write the exam under exam condition is with the case study. So after you've done all the learning and assessment of the objective in the system, we will then give you a case study exam, at least 6 weeks to the exam. And your lecturers or tutor will take you through the analysis, give you mocks, and explain it to you. In the exam room, we're going to ask you very, very, very practical things. You will not find anything about calculations in there. All those calculations will be done in the individual models when you are learning. You will not find define something, define this, what is this? They are very practical questions. And a question could be like you are climbing up the staircase and you have met the director of finance. And then he's telling you, in 2 hours, I'm going to go into a board meeting. And we are contemplating whether we should have our IT outsourced or have it in-house. Give me your feedback in an hour before I go into the meeting. And these are the normal things your bosses will be asking of you. They won't be asking you to be defining terms for them. And so maybe from my angle, I may decide to say that we should outsource the IT department so that we can be more concentrated on our core activity and be more productive. But I may also be looking at the risk of giving our data to a third party. So you need to analyze both sides and understand the risk involved and your ability to mitigate this risk within the organization. Then you can advise your boss as to what to do. So in the case study, you are advising, giving recommendation, a directive or guidance as to what to do to solve a situation. And it is purely practical. If you go into the CIMA case study with a theoretical mindset, you would write that exam for a very long time. Now, why choose a FLP? As I said, I think I even made mention some of the things that are good with it when I spoke earlier on. And it is much much more convenient because you control how you study and you can learn in bite on your tablet or your phone or your laptop. When you log into your phone, wherever you learn up to, if you go into your laptop, wherever you stop, that's where it continues. So it uses continuous assessment and learning, and more in a bite size to be able to help you to get over it as soon as possible. And if you look at the progression, if I look at experiences from those who have used that as against the traditional pathway, those who use a finance leadership tend to progress much more faster than the traditional pathway, because with the traditional, it means that you take one course, for example, maybe advanced management accounting. They prepare you for 3 months, you book the exam, go and sit in the exam room for 90 minutes, and then you are given multiple choice questions. And that only encourages chew and pour. And with this system, we want you to be more relaxed to understand, assimilate, and absorb the knowledge in a way that you can practicalize it. So in that format, you are not in a hurry to try to chew and pour. You are actually looking to understand the content better and then come and demonstrate that knowledge to us in the case study exam, which is very much more a better way of assessing people than the multiple choice questions, because then people learn to do A buyer check, B buyer check kind of stuffs. So why become a CGMA or Chartered Global Management Accountant with CIMA? You have the liberty to choose your own role. Our CIMA members have the liberty to actually move within and around roles. So you are not just limited to accounting roles. So you, in the finance space, you could be a finance business partner, you could be a finance director, a management accountant. At the executive side, you could be a chief executive, a chief financial officer, a managing director. Information management side, you could be a business analysis manager, a director of IT, head of program management. At operations, you could be a HR manager, operation director, project manager, and at the commercial side, commercial director, a marketing manager, and one of my favorite, the consultancy area. And a lot of our people, especially those who love to travel and love to earn a lot more, are able to do consultancy, especially even after they have retired. So when you have retired and you still have some life in you, you would actually be in a situation where you can consult for a lot of the big guys around the world that can also bring you a lot more money at that time. So that is the uniqueness of our qualification. You are not just limited to accounting and the numbers alone, but you'll be able to run around different areas and be able to work around your qualification. And a lot of the companies that employ our members and students around the world, the big four, you have the EY, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, and then you have Unilever, Coca-Cola. All these big brands actually use our members around the globe, and they are helping them drive and drive value for the organization. Now, for the finance leadership course, we have subscription fees that we pay, unlike the traditional one that a one-time fee registration is £99. And then as and when you write an exam, you pay for the exam. For the subscription fee or for FLP, what we do is that we have 1 year subscription fee, we have 2 years, and we have 3 years. 1 year subscription is £2,000. And then by the time you check out, there's a VAT, which is from the government of Ghana, that actually adds up to it. So you pay a VAT on the 2,000, that brings it to £2,438. And that is for 1 year access. And in that 1 year, if you finish, assuming you started at the management level, and if you finish both management and strategic level in 6 months, we don't have a problem. Or you finish it in 1 year, we don't have a problem, because the control is in your hands. So depending on the speed that you use, and from experience, a good number of people are able to finish within 1 year. That is for those who are consistently committed to doing so. And that is for those who do not fall under some of the MOUs that we have with the universities. So what we have done is that because we know our currency is a bit weak, we've decided to have some MOUs with University of Ghana, KNUST, UCC, and their affiliated universities as well. All these universities, Winneba also included, they get 70% discount on the finance leadership program. That is, if you have graduated from either a first degree or second degree in any of those universities within the last 5 years. Once you graduated not more than 5 years, you will get 70% discount on the fee. So instead of paying £2,438, you will pay £731.4, including the VAT. Then you have access for 1 year. It covers the learning and access to the platform for 1 year. It covers the assessment for the objective unlimited once it's within the 1 year. Then it gives you one free attempt to each of the 2 case studies you're going to write. So if you write a case study on the first attempt and you pass, you do not, all you need is to move to the next level. But if you're going to go in for the second attempt, assuming you failed, you only pay for the cost of the exam, which is £189 for the management case study. So that is about the subscription for the finance leadership program. Now, are you prepared for the future of finance? Because I'm sure if you were not prepared, I'm not sure you will join us today. And once you are here with us, I am very confident that you are prepared to change your career and to be, better your own career and make your career a global one. So there's only one way to keep up with change, and that is your ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn new things in a continuous loop. So I encourage you to make a decision today and take a leap with us into the future of finance. And I'm happy to take any questions from your end today. Then about those who have ICAG qualification, for you, you will pay £850 instead of the 1,250, and it will cover the registration, the entry onto the route, your one attempt at the strategic case study exam. So that is the package we have for those who are also ICAG members. Thank you. That is my contact on the screen and my email. I am happy to engage you anytime you need my assistance. Thank you. Ellie, back to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Osman, for the presentation. And so we'll take quick questions from colleagues who wants to know more about the program. So if you have a question, you can raise up your hand. As quick as possible, I'll allow you to unmute yourself and then you can ask your question. And I will be sharing on my screen the program for those who are joining with the ICA qualification. I'll do that very soon. Yeah, so Azu, you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask now.
So, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you? You can go ahead and ask.
I'm fine. Thank you so much, Mr. Osman. I just joined late, but I understand with CIMA and CA there's that partnership. I wanted to find out if members, those members who are ACCA members, what provision is available for such members like we with ACCA too? Do we have the same pathway like the CA, or is there something for us to? Thank you very much. If you can address this for me. Thank you.
Yeah, so Osman, you can respond to
yes,
that.
So for the ACCA members, you would have to go through the normal route where you bring out the transcript and the certificate. Then we will take you through the entry pathway. Unfortunately, we do not have that for the ACCA members. So you will come through the management level.
Okay, that's fine. Any other questions? You could raise your hand and ask your question. We'll be ready to provide answers. Yes, Harrison. Any question from Harrison?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes, Harrison, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that the ACCA, the IC students qualify their package. I mean, they have to pay around £850, and
Yes.
they have one term setting, right? At which time and within the year, at any time that a person will select, or we have a specific period that is expected to actually write within that exams.
Okay, thank you. I think I forgot to mention that. So for the case study exam, they are written 4 times a year. We have February, May, August, and November. So whichever window that is convenient for you, you can set. But once you make the payment, we encourage you to at least attempt the first, your first attempt should be within 1 year. Other than that, you lose the free sitting for the strategic case study. So if you don't sit it within 1 year, it means that anytime you come in to write the exam, you only pay for the cost of the exam, which is £287.
Okay. Right. I hope, Harrison, you've been answered.
Yes, please.
Great, thank you. So any other person who wants to ask a question, if you cannot come live, you can also use the Q&A part of your home screen to put a question across via text. We have Fuseni. Fuseni, any question?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Fuseni, go ahead.
I want to find out February date for next year. Which pricing are we using? Is it what they released last year, or it will be released in February next year?
So we use one case study for 2 sitting. So we November this year and February next year will be 1 case study or 1 precinct. Then May and August is also 1 case study. The idea is that assuming you sit for November and you don't pass, you still have the chance to use that same case study to go in for the exam in February, just that you have different set of questions from what you had in the previous sitting. So that is what we do for the case study. So November and February is 1 precinct, May and August also 1 precinct.
Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you. So those writing this November, your precinct will be coming very soon. And it's the same precinct that will be used to examine the February date also. Yeah, great. Thank you for your question. We have Ifwa, or there's one person, iPhone. What's the name of the person?
Hilda.
Hilda, go ahead. Hilda, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also fine. Your question?
Yeah, please, I heard him mentioning American. I want to know if you write that, are you going to get that?
Hilda is concerned about America.
Yeah,
Osman,
I'm
what do
sure
you
we
have to say
lost him
about America?
somewhere, but I think what she's saying is asking whether if you pass the exam, you also get the CPA. I don't know if that's what she's trying to. No,
Yes.
so you don't get the
Yes.
CPA automatic. So just like the CPAs in America also don't get the CGMA automatic. So what happens is that in the US, they have different way of their, examining and giving you membership for the CPA. We have 55 states and territories through which you can go through to become a CPA. Now they will need to, you have to go to each, let's assume you are going to maybe Texas. If I go through Texas, they will ask me for all my academic qualifications. So I will present my first degree, accounting, my master's, and then the CIMA qualification as well. Then they go through all of them. Once they are satisfied at the state level that you have actually achieved or fulfilled all the credit hours, then they will offload you back to us, which is AICPA, where we would give you what we call the uniform CPA exam. Before you can call yourself a CPA, you must write the uniform CPA exam, which is a 4-paper exam. Then you qualify to become a CPA. Then if you are a CPA from that side and you want to pick the CGMA, you must finish all that, be absorbed as a CPA, write our uniform exam and pass them, get your CPA. Then you can come and write the final strategic case study exam and then also get the Chartered Global Management Accountant designation. So that is what we are doing. Even though it's one body, we have the public accounting and we have the management accounting, but the laws differ, unlike the CIMA side where it's a blanket for global entry. For the American side, it's a bit slightly different in terms of each state have its own laws and all that, but you must satisfy the state level requirement before you can come and do the uniform exam with us. So of course, it doesn't make you automatic member of what do you call it? It doesn't make you automatic CPA, but it makes you a member of AICPA as well. So whatever conferences or resources available to AICPA's members in America, you as a CIMA member under the umbrella, you have access to all those things as well. The only thing is that you can't, do audit and assurance until you get the CPA because the local requirement. Just like you can't sign audited accounts here if you are not ICAG member. So even though you have any of the professional bodies, once the local body says, this is what you need to do, that's what you have to do. So you don't get it direct, but it opens you up to a broader network.
Great. Any other questions from anybody? I've seen some other hands go up. Michael, any question from Michael?
Yeah, thank you, Osman. Please, can I be heard?
Yes, please.
All right. About the price, I understand the fee is a discounted fee, but then does the discount happen periodically? Should we expect a further reduction, or this is the least we could get? Thank you.
Unfortunately, we review it as and when the team comes back to us from UK, but it has never reduced. It rather goes up. A few weeks ago, it was 695. I think before then it was 305. Then it came to 695, and now it's 850. So normally they come back to review it every 3 months. But I think for this 850, we are sure it will run up to, at least if for nothing at all, up till the end of November, we'll still run it. Maybe if there will be any changes, maybe after November or December.
Yeah. Great. There's another person who has an iPhone or something. Is that person?
Yes, sir. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm Lillian. I did my registration in March, but I'm yet to sit for the paper this November. So I want to know if my registration or my payment expires at the end of the year or it runs in next year, March. That is, if I can still sit in February, in case I don't get it in November, which I don't hope it happens to.
No, so if you write in there, your free attempt is just one. So if you write in November, that free attempt is gone. If you don't pass, you have to pay for the cost of the exam. Did you register for ICAG route or the FLP?
Yeah.
So there are two things.
ICAG.
Yeah, so ICA, you have one free attempt. So it must be done within 1 year. So if you pass it in November, that's it. If you don't have any limitation as to the number of times you can attempt it. It's just the first attempt we're saying that you must do it within 1 year, which is for free.
So she can write next year, February, right?
Yes, but you just pay for it.
No, but she hasn't written yet. So
assuming you write in November. So if you don't write in November, since you registered in March, your 1 year will be in March. So it means that you can write in February, assuming you've not attempted it in November. You can still take the free sitting in February next year.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you okay now, madam?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great. So there's another one, Eddie Papo. Eddie, any question?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Just a quick one. So, assuming you write in November, that is the SCS, and you pass your paper, how long does it take to get your membership certificate, and do you have to pay anything for membership? Yeah. So.
Okay, so it takes 6 weeks for results to come. Once you write in November, your results will be in January. And once, even before you write the exam, you can apply for membership. For us, for the final paper, when you write it and you pass, if you don't apply for membership, you don't get any certificate. So it's until you apply for the membership, which we call the PER, that is practical experience requirement. So you can even apply even before you write it.
In Osman's network,
exam. Once you are at the strategic level, ahead of time, but it will be hanging in the system. It will not come to your end. So once you pass the exam, then
Osman's network is unstable.
you can then go and upgrade your membership to full member and pay £190. Hello, am I okay now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. So I think to emphasize what you said, even before passing, you can apply for membership so that by the time you are done, you just upgrade your membership, having been able to bring your experience to or confirm your experience, and then you are given the full membership, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
So I think there are some other question. Yes. If you are qualified as an associate, can you still go ahead and register with CIMA? Yes, you can do that. If you're an associate member of ICA, you can go ahead and register. Or must you be a member before you register? So I think that is clear. So associates can still register. If you're an associate member, you can still register. And then somebody's asking, what is the pre-scene? The pre-scene information is almost like what we do with ICA, where an information is provided about an entity. Is that okay? Which is a living entity whose information has been put together so that the practical aspect of the what do you call it, of the question can be linked to an entity, a corporate entity. So that is the aim of the pre-scene, because the questions are not going to be asked in vacuum. Exactly. There should be some linkages to a corporate entities whose environment you are expected to be working in as a senior finance manager, so that questions are not asked in theoretical form, so that it can be very practical. So in that pre-scene, you'll be given information about the company's environment, their directors, their financial statement, their business model. So you, as the senior finance manager, in the case of your exam, have to make sure you are very familiar with the entity, so that when it comes to application, you can easily apply the issues. Exactly. So that is what we call the pre-scene. And it's normally released 6 weeks before the exam. And for our tuition, we provide some training in terms of tuition in line with preparing you to be able to provide responses to the questions that you'll be having on the pre-scene. And that is the key activity we do at ASPA. Ours is to provide good tuition so that you can be able to attend the CIMA case study paper and pass well. We also do the management case study also. So if you can, Osman, that if they have any questions they could ask regarding our program, our tuition program. So we have a tuition program that we are going to start in the month of September. I hope you can all see that. So we have a tuition program that will be starting this September. And I hope you can all see the flyer for the tuition program. I hope you can all see. If somebody can confirm for me whether you can see the, yeah, so it's on the screen now.
Yeah.
So the tuition program will start, we are starting, currently we'll be starting for the November exam for both the strategic case study and then also the management case study. And the expectation is that we'll be starting for management case study. We are starting from the 10th, okay, so, sorry, we are starting from the 3rd of, let me just get that right, just a minute, so that I get the date right. Yeah, so for management case study, we are starting from the 7th of September. And then for the strategic paper, we are starting from the 14th of September. So management case study will start. Usually management case study is a Sunday session. So I think that will be on the 8th. So from 8th of September, we'll start the management case study. Then we'll also start the strategic case study on the 14th of September. So those are the two key timelines for the start of our tuition program. And we hope that once the pre-scene is released, we'll align the tuition to the pre-scene and ensure that everybody gets the top-notch tutorials in preparation towards the exam. Is that clear? So if you have any question regarding our tutorial, also you can also ask. You can raise your hand and I'll allow you to ask quickly. So you can see the fees there. If it's quite a flexible timeline, and most of the delivery is online, and will provide resources that will support you to prepare for being able to attempt the exam. Apart from that, also for CA members who wants guidance or assistance in helping with the registration, you can also reach out to us. We have an inquiry page where we provide a lot of information to help you register. You can quickly reach out to us and we'll assist you on that note. All right, so if you have any question on our tuition program or a question for Osman, you can quickly ask because we'll be wrapping up by 7:30. If you have any question, you can do so. So we have Pusheni, any question?
Yeah, Sally, I just want to find out the pass, as per your pass rate for the CIMA program. We know that for ICA.
Oh yes, we have good pass rate. We have people who have qualified from our program. Yes. So a lot of people have passed through our program. Quite recently, one of our students received a global award in the person of Lillian. I hope you can see her. So Lillian was one of our students who qualified and was one of the top 5 achievers in the, I think that was the August paper, August of last year. She was one of the top achievers in that particular day. So yes, we have a lot of been able to pass through our program, and we aim to have more of them as we progress as often as possible. We started not long ago, but we have a lot of people who are all passing the paper. So that is how far we've come, and we hope to ensure that we transcend the same level of pass rate we have for the ICA program for CIMA also, so that we can become a one-stop place, a Ghanaian-based tuition provider for the CIMA qualification, which is something that over the years we have not been able to attack properly. So we have come in and we are collaborating with the CIMA Ghana office to ensure that we bring in quality tuition that can enable colleagues be able to qualify with just a single attempt. And that is what we are aiming to achieve. Is that clear? So somebody said, will the recording be available? Yes, the recording of this session will be available to everybody. We are recording, so we'll share it on our inquiry page for you to obtain a playback. If there's anything you want to re-listen to again, you can have that. Helbert, any question? Helbert, Annan, any question?
Please, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Please, my question is that you said I am up to the end of the year.
Come again. Helbert. Hello, Helbert.
Yes. Please, can you hear me? Please, good evening.
Good evening. Your internet was not strong, but it's better now.
Yes. Please,
Maybe you can type it because
yeah, you can type it.
Mm-hmm.
You can type your question. We can respond to that. Okay. Right. Because it looks like your internet is not very strong.
Okay.
Right. Any other question from Eddie?
That how many questions are concerning the cost? You said we have to we supposed.
Looks like his internet is not very strong.
Yes.
Listen, how many months did the tuition take through? Is it 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months?
Tuition is normally 2 months because we are going to start in September. So obviously 2 clear months before the writing of the paper, because the paper is in November. So mostly for strategic case study, it's usually within the 3rd week of November. Management is usually in the 2nd week of November. So we are starting tuition now, which is more or less 2nd week of September. So we have about 2 months clear to the writing of the exam. And as it is, tuition will start, pre-sim will come, and then we take it up from there. So tuition is mostly minimum 2 months prior to writing the exam. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. So those who want to write in February.
So those who want to
far,
write in February, for what we do,
yes.
We are very flexible because this is the first time we are running, or if I should use the right word, because most of our students are now getting to appreciate issues with the CIMA paper. We are very flexible. So the registration that you are going to do is for the particular precinct. Is that okay? So if you register now, you are attending tuition from now till you can choose to write either for November or February. So there are students who join us and prepare towards the November, and then still join us to prepare towards the November. So the tuition is actually now tied to the precinct. Is that okay? So if you are registering for November, February, is the same precinct. So we don't think that having provided tuition to you for November, we should still charge you again for February. So once you join the program, you are qualified to either write for November or February. So if you join us for November and you are not sure of your preparation, why not? You can still join us in February, even though we will advise you to write so that you can pass and move on. Exactly. But whatever it is, the tuition is guaranteed for the specific precinct that will be released for November and February. So after that, the next tuition will be for the next session, which will be for the month of, what's the name? May and August. Yeah, May and August, right? So the next tuition will be for May and August. So what we have now is for November, February. Yeah, great. That's the approach we use. Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So I know some students who have called me saying that they want to write next year, February. It's not a problem. You can still join. We will get you to appreciate the issues. You may even be surprised that, like some of our students, one of my students who qualified last sitting, Yao, he works with Ghana Gas. He was surprised. He was actually thinking of deferring into the next diet. He said he wanted to just taste the thing and see. And then having gone to taste it, he was able to pass, and he was surprised at his own outcome. And I said, that is it. So the one that you think you are not sure is the one that may even go through. So he was not very sure. So he qualified in the for the August diet.
Last, and that was just one attempt, so it's good.
Yes, one attempt. He did it just at one attempt. And it was a surprise to him that, how come? And I said, yes, that's it. It's not about the number of tuition. It's about going in for it once and for all. Once you have the knowledge, we provide good tuition, you can do it at even one attempt, because there's evidence abound regarding somebody, as I said, who have just come in and one attempt and he's got it. Exactly. So we have that evidence. So when we start tuition, I'll be inviting some of our students who have qualified, who were able to pass through our program and qualify, to do some experience sharing with you. Exactly. So that anxiety can be taken away. It's very important. We'll do that when we start the tuition program, right? Is there any other question from anybody? We have reached our...
Is the 850 pounds paid in Ghana city or in pounds in Ghana here?
You pay the equivalent at the time you are paying, obviously. If you are using your card, your bank will give you the equivalent amount or the rate at the time of payment. Is that clear? So that is it. Yeah. So there's no special waiver because I know some institutions that what they do is that they have their own rate different from the usual interbank rate. Exactly. But that is not here. You are paying directly to CIMA Global. So obviously you have to pay directly using your bank account, using your card, and it will go for the prevailing rate at the time of payment. Is that clear? So you need to, some people want to be looking at the exchange rate, whichever way it is. You will surely pay, whether it goes up or down. Exactly. It's about the value you are going to get beyond this qualification. That is more important. Exactly. Great. Any more questions for us? It's almost time to wrap up.
Yeah, Ellie, can you hear me?
Yes, Eddie, go ahead.
Yes, given that the time to the exam, that's November, is quite close, the study material, will it be released soon on the platform? So that
Yeah,
at
so
least
we have, the good thing is that for us, if you go into our mobile application now, that's one good thing that is that we have previous videos. If you register now, I think I'll just have to talk to my technical team. All the videos that have been recorded of all the last session we just did, automatically you can have access to them in the app and start going through them, appreciating how the pre-scene is discussed, exactly how various core activities are explained. And I'm sure by the time we even start the tuition for the next 1 week or two, when you go through those videos, you actually give yourself some what they call
so
it,
as
exercise.
at yesterday, as at yesterday, I think I tried accessing those videos, but I wasn't able to.
They are not there. Okay, so I think I'll just have to alert my team. We wanted to make sure they are live in the app after the opening session, so it's not a problem. Just a reminder to my team and it to be live in the app. Exactly. Okay. So hopefully we should be there. Give us by Monday, all the videos should be there. Exactly. And then for the materials we have been using in terms of lecture materials and most of them are soft copies. So we'll share them to you on the WhatsApp page for you to obtain and then use it to start some learning. Exactly. So we'll share them on the WhatsApp page. So that one, trust me, I can even do it today. Is that okay? So that you can obtain them and start using them for your revision. Exactly. Good.
That's fine. And then lastly, very last quick one. What's the pass mark for the SES paper?
It's 80 over 150.
Okay.
80 over 150. Most professional programs, that is how it works. For ICA, 50 over 100. So for CIMA, 80 over 150, which is obtainable. Colleagues have been able to do it. You can also do it. Exactly. Somebody say, how many hours are the tuition for? Most of our tuition are minimum 2.5 hours to 3 hours, all because of the level of concentration. We don't want to go too much beyond 3 hours. So normally most lectures are 3 hours maximum. Exactly. So for those of us in the UK, how do we pay? Should we register here in CIMA, UK? No, I will require you register with the Ghana office. So if you are already a CA member who you are already working abroad, you can register with the CIMA office in Ghana. So go through the process and then we'll help you to do that. Because if you are registering overseas, they may not know the arrangement the Ghana office has. Exactly. They may not be able to help you adequately. So Osman and myself can help you to do that. Exactly. So that you can easily go through the process. So I think Osman, I'm right on that, right?
Yes. Actually, when you go to the UK, they will actually bring you back to me anyway. Once it's about CA, Ghana.
Yeah, once about CA, they will reroute it to the Ghana office. Yeah, I think that's clear. So somebody say, please, can you decide to register for the lectures with Aspire later with CIMA before you take the exam? Oh, yes, why not? You can register for tuition now whilst you are preparing to pay for the subscription and the exemptions. Why not? Because it's about the timing, but just make sure that, like as Osman said, the what do you call it, the package, the discounted fee, we have about, I think, November ending for it to expire. So just make sure that you are able to register, subscribe as quick as possible and in time to be able to book the exam. Is that okay? So that you don't miss out on that. So if you are going to write the November, you should be able to quickly pay and book the exam exactly before the November exam. So you have to do that as quick as possible. So you may have to do that within the month of September if you want to write the November exam. Exactly. So you need to watch out for the timelines, and it's very important. Exactly. But there's nothing wrong starting the tuition and later on registering for the exemption as well as the subscription payment. It's not wrong at all. Exactly.
You can always, you can always lock yourself in, especially for the discount. And then once you know, at least you have 1 year to set it for free. Once you lock yourself in, you know you've paid the exemption. So if there's even a change in policy, say we say ICAG members will now have to write maybe more than one, you have already sailed through and that policy doesn't impact you again. So you have the liberty to do the registration at your own discretion. Then to add up, the strategic case study pricing will be out on the 4th of October.
Yeah.
That will be out. And then the case study for management will be out on the 29th of September.
Yeah.
So you can then have access to those things to use for.
Yeah. So that is it. So precincts will be released very soon. But once before the precinct, as I said, we'll be taking you through some of the key issues prior to the release of the precinct. Exactly. So that is it. Somebody said, Mami said, I registered for March, August. I couldn't write. Can I still join November and pay for, or do I need to pay for tuition? Yes. So that opportunity has expired. So if you join us March, I think May, August, that was for a specific precinct. So now we have a new precinct. So you may have to pay something. I don't think we want you to pay the full amount. We can give you some discounted amount to pay. Exactly. So why not? You can reach out to me directly and I can give you a package to that effect. Exactly. So that is it. If there are no questions, I think we've been able to. I normally use the.
Please, I would like to ask a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, please, I wanted to know, in case you're like I didn't pay subscription and I'm supposed to reactivate, will the reactivation fee include the STS fee, or I would have to pay both separately? And what will be the amount involved? Thank you.
You pay separately. So, or in the process, you can decide to put it together. So you can decide to choose to add the exam credit for the strategic case study. You can pay it at once. Otherwise, you are required to pay a re-registration fee of £99. That is to reactivate your account. And then there's a tax component of it, which is a UK tax. So it comes to about 19.5 on the £99. So you have 99 plus 19.5. So that will be the total. Then the particular year your reactivation subscription will be added. So if it is this year, you are doing subscription for this year as student, yearly subscription is £139. So then it will add that up for you to be able to activate it. The best time to reactivate your account should be in October. So if you have already lapsed, then maybe I would advise that, because the economy is not good. So do it in October. I'm not supposed to be telling you this, but that will be the prudent for you to do, because if you activate before October, in October we'll charge you subscription for the following year. But if you activate it in October, it means that we will forgive you the rest of this year, and then whatever subscription we pay will be used towards 2025.
Right. Great. Thank you, Osman, for that.
Can you repeat? I didn't get it.
So what I'm saying that if your account has lapsed, it is prudent for you to reactivate your account in October. Anytime before October means that you will pay the reactivation fee, pay this year's subscription, but in October again, the system will automatically charge you subscription for 2025. So in order to, escape at least one of the subscription, I would advise that you do it in October. So it will charge you once, £99 plus the VAT, which is 19.5. And then maybe, let's say next year's subscription could be maybe 140. So then you pay that at once. Then you know that you do not have anything to worry about until 2026 subscription. But immediately you activate before October, whatever amount you have paid, in October, we will charge you subscription for 2025, which is due 1st January 2025, just that we'll charge it in October.
Okay.
All right. So what advice will give the new entrants that we are about to register?
So new entrants, if you are new entrant, I would also want you to, if you're not going to write, at least we are in September, so I would advise that you prepare towards October. Yeah. So that once you know you can start with your tuition, even if you want to write in November, start with your tuition, but prepare your money. Then once we enter first week in October, you can register. And if it's an ICAG, because I deal with early quicker, I'll get it approved the same day and you can pay the same day. So then you don't have a problem. But if you register now before October, it means that we will charge you subscription for 2025. But at least if you register in October, we don't charge you a subscription for this year and won't charge you for next year as well, because the first year you're registering, we don't charge you subscription. But once our subscription cycle is not due and you register, once we get to that particular session, the system will automatically bill you. But if you do it in October, then the system will only know that you have just come in October. So it will only prepare to bill you for 2026.
Yeah. Great, great. So I think that's a wise recommendation, so that we can take advantage of the system. Great. So Joseph, any question?
My question is answered. My question is answered.
Your
Thank
question
you.
is answered. Good, good. Thank you so much. So colleagues,
Hello.
we are done. This is where we bring the
Please,
curtain.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to find out, in the course of the year, somebody is on the traditional road. If the person want to move to the FLP, what is the advantage?
So you can always switch in between. So if you are with a FLP or you are within the traditional, you can always switch. So whichever level that you are, you switch. You can switch back from, FLP to traditional or traditional to FLP. If you qualify for the discount, we would apply it for you. If you don't qualify, it means you have to pay the full amount. So whichever way it is. And if you're on the FLP and maybe now it's expired, but you don't have enough money to access for another 1 year, then of course you can switch back to the traditional and go and do it one by one.
Okay.
But the best, if you ask me, I would always recommend the finance leadership because it helps you move faster and you have to be committed. Of course, if you go and do an MBA and because if I convert that amount, assuming you are paying the full amount, 2,004, it's about roughly around 40,000 plus. If you paid for an MBA, 40,000, would you sit back and allow it to go waste for 1 year without you going to write the exams? So I think it's about your commitment and you should be ready to do that. And we've had people do it in 8 months. Within 8 months, they qualify. And these are people who are working, who are also having busy schedules because all the time, what I hear people say, my work is too busy. I am so busy at work. Unfortunately for you, your employer do not care whether you are busy or not. They are just looking at you performing and delivering your KPIs. But when it comes to a point where they want to promote you, they will not remember that you were actually doing the hard work. They will ask you for the qualification. So you have people who have worked for 30 good years, have experience, and they are stuck. They can't go because they are not qualified. Why? But the employer will not tell you when it gets to that time, I will need to promote you because even though you don't have the paper, I also promote you. So as you work for the organization, work for yourself as well. Prepare them and put them down. When that opportunity comes, that is when you can get, you can utilize it because you will never be more busier than preparing yourself for bigger roles ahead.
Definitely, definitely. So any more question? If not, somebody said, where is the CIMA office?
We are at Senate Emporium at Marina Mall. So we are in the same building with Public Procurement Authority. We are on the 3rd floor.
The Senate Emporium. Which floor? Can you remind us of the floor?
We are on the 3rd floor, east wing. 3rd floor, east wing.
You're on the same floor with the Institute of Directors?
Exactly. So the same floor with Institute of Directors.
Good.
They are neighbors.
That makes it easier. Great. So
colleagues, but you need to be there before you register, or you can do it wherever.
You can do it remotely.
Not the best. You don't even need to come to the office. You do everything by email. You send us a document. You will need your CV, a letter of good standing from ICA to show you are a member in good standing. That's if you are using the ICAG route. Then you need your ID, and then you will need the application form we send you. So you complete the form, send us your certificate, your letter of good standing, your CV, and your ID. We process and approve it. Then we'll ask you to go back into your account on the website and pay using your Visa or MasterCard. Once you do that, then the exemption is applied. Then you can then decide when to book for your exam. If it is not the ICAG pathway and it's FLP, whatever, just talk to me or call us. We'll take you through the process. You do not need to be in the office unless you just want to come.
You want to go and see handsome, my handsome brother. Right. So colleagues, I think we are good now. So much has been discussed. For the ID, somebody say the ID, which ID?
Any national ID.
Any national ID. Be the passport, Ghana card, I think is fine. There is one hand up, Ajiman, Ohini Ajiman. Any question? Ohini Ajiman, any question? Your hand is up. If not, we wrap up. So colleagues, as I indicated, we'll be starting tuition very soon. So register as has been indicated. So I think the thing is that, yes, any question? Hello? Any question?
Yes,
So
Chief. I'm grateful for this opportunity.
your network.
The mode of use your visa. Can you use someone else's? I want to have that clarification, sir.
Yes, once a person allows you to use, you can. If you don't have, you can always use somebody's visa with their consent. So once the person is willing to pay for you, there's no big deal. Even if the person is outside, they can still use their card to pay for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Grateful, sir.
Great. Thank you. Frank Yeboah, any question? Frank Yeboah, any question? Great. So Frank has no question. Okay. So do CIMA have cloth and t-shirt like ICA members?
Yeah, we have, you can see what I'm wearing, and I'm also
Osman.
wearing in there. So we have t-shirts.
Osman, where is my jacket? Where is my jacket? You went for a conference in South Africa.
I'll get
You
you
buy
one.
anything for me.
For now, unfortunately, it's only general mosquitoes like me who have one. Your size is not, we don't have your size. So we'll get you one. So yes, we have, but we don't have a cloth. I'm sure as we go on, the members will come up with some ideas, and very soon they also have their cloth.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Osman. So
I
colleagues,
see Harrison's hand is up.
Yeah, Harrison. Harrison has already spoken.
Yes, sir. I have another question.
Okay, go ahead.
Concerning the payment. So does it mean that if you wanted to pay through bank, maybe you do, I don't have any Visa card, I don't have any mode of what about through bank? Is it possible? How do I pay it?
You can do
you
Swift.
have
your bank, you can instruct your bank to do a Swift transfer for you. It's not a
But
problem.
that will cost you more because the amount is small. If you were paying £2,000 plus, it makes sense because for them they have a fixed charge. I think it's about $100 or so fixed.
Yeah.
So if it is what 2,000 plus you're paying, that's fine. But the 800 and something, I think it will make sense to use a Visa or MasterCard. MasterCard is even cheaper with their charges and all that. So it makes sense to use that one than doing Swift. But of course, you can still do Swift if that is what is convenient to you.
And even
can you send the fiscal card to the office for you to do the transfer for us?
No, we do not accept any fiscal cash.
Yeah, we don't accept cash.
I don't have bank account.
Don't make me laugh. Very soon somebody will carry Ghana must go and come to
An accountant say he doesn't have a bank account. Can you imagine?
Don't find them. Don't find them.
Don't imagine.
Don't find them.
You have Momo.
I'm sure somebody want to pay Momo. Don't mind them. Because even applying for Visa card is free.
Yeah.
Like most of the Visa cards are given for free. So you can apply for a Visa card, even it's done instantly. You get it on the spot, use it just for the purpose of the transaction. Then that is it. Is that okay? Right. Herbert, any question? I think you will be our last question and then we close.
Yeah. Sally, please, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, you said we have up to November. You said we are up. Yeah, you said we have up to the end of the year to pay the fees. So does that mean that because I asked on the page and you said we have up to the end of the year. So does that mean that we can write the exams without paying till the end of the year?
No.
And then I wanted to find out the number of topics.
So
the number of topics in the syllabus, and then the number of questions we have to answer. Thank you.
Some of these questions. Okay, let me quickly deal with them. So I think if you want to write maybe next year, my suggestion was that try and at least register and pay for your exemption and everything, even before we move into the next year. Because you may not know, the price may vary because it was 600, now 800. You may not know. So that's my suggestion. So currently, I think per what Osman is saying, the current arrangement may end maybe by end of November for this specific discounted fee. So we would advise that try as much as possible to take advantage of this. And as Osman has suggested, register in the month of October, which begins the new cycle for student or subscription or whatever, student member subscription fee, so that you don't have to pay another student member subscription fee next year. Are we together? So the best is that you can do the registration in October. Good time to register, in time to write an exam in November. But even if you register in October and you don't want to write November, it's not wrong. You can still write in February. But just make sure that in October, you take advantage of the window and register. So if you want to register in November, it's also not wrong. That means you are technically going to write next year, February. So that is basically the understanding you must have. Is that clear? For the syllabus, I think Osman has discussed that. And let me just quickly deal with it quickly for you. So in terms of those who are writing the case study paper, especially the strategic case study for the ICA member, you are going to technically write a case study, strategic case study, but the knowledge is built on 3 models: strategic management, risk management, and then financial strategy. So that is the E3, the P3, and the F3. So those 3 knowledge are what has been put into various activities for you to help you write the case study paper. Even though the case study paper has no syllabus, you need that knowledge in order to be able to attempt the case study paper. So I hope you are getting it. So my lecture will help you to appreciate all the issues, cutting across the strategic issues, the risk management, and the financial strategy, and linking it to the case so that you can be able to resolve the answers. Now, for every diet, there will be case questions, scenario questions that you have to respond to, and they're very practical. Is that okay? And it's a computer-based exam. Exactly. And every student will attempt a different variant. That you are not going to write the same exam. Once you are writing, your exam will be different. I hope you get it. As you attempt, your exam question will be different. Somebody sitting beside you. So it's very automated, and the process is very, very well disciplined in order to avoid any cheating or any sort of thing. Exactly. So that is it. So tuition is basically to help you prepare for the strategic case study paper, which is built on 3 knowledge areas: the strategic management, risk, and then financial strategy. So these 3 knowledge are fused into the pre-sim, which we'll be discussing in line with that. Is that clear? So that is it. I'm sure I've explained to you. So if there are any other questions, I'm sure this will be the last one, right? Okay, so thanks to everybody. Thanks to Osman, my very good friend with CIMA. Even though he went to South Africa and came back without buying me a present, I'm not bothered. I'm
not feeling fine too.
You are not feeling fine. After you want to enjoy the conference and came back, that is the oh my goodness. So that is it. So colleagues, we thank Osman for allowing himself, even though a bit under the weather, has been able to avail himself to answer all questions for us. So hopefully we'll continue on our WhatsApp pages. If you have any question, you can put it on the WhatsApp. I'll respond to it. Osman is also on the WhatsApp page, and he will surely provide responses also. So thank you all, and have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.